Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven.
Hey Tom.
Hey Mark.
What would you say, Tom, is one of the most important habits for you?
Well, sitting here in the Kids Creek room at our Potterville campus makes me think about the time that I get up before my boys get up in the morning. If I get up at 6 o'clock for them getting up at 6:45, then I have plenty of time to go to the bathroom and do everything I need to in there and stretch my feet and pray and go out and make myself some breakfast and put dishes away and then gently and leisurely get them up at 6:45, and then we eat breakfast together and we sing and we pray and I help them make their lunches and I make a lunch, and then I've got time to get them out to the bus stop and time to exercise and shower, all before showing up here to film a message with you.
Me.
Yeah.
So 6 o'clock
That's
is
6 o'clock.
the sweet spot.
Yep, 6 o'clock. But if I get up like I do sometimes at 6:40, 5 minutes before I have to wake them up, I am running into the bathroom, doing my business there. I don't get to stretch. I don't get to pray. I'm rushing them through breakfast. Instead of having time to exercise, I'm showering when I would be exercising. And then I'm rushing here to try to do this with you. It's crazy. 40 minutes makes
Totally
a huge
different.
difference. Yeah. That's like a keystone habit. You know,
you get up.
yeah, when you get up.
Mm-hmm.
Or actually, maybe the keystone habit is really, when did I go to bed at night?
That's true. That probably has a big impact on what.
Or maybe even more so, whether I turn my computer off and stop watching videos late at night. Whatever the case is, the keystone habit is like a keystone, actual stone in an arch. You're familiar with the arch, and the keystone is the one at the top and
holds the whole arch together.
If that thing is together, then the rest of the arch is solid. If that keystone's not there, then the arch just collapses.
So when you get up, has a huge impact on your day. It's a keystone habit.
Absolutely.
Well, today, Tom, we're starting a series on habits.
Yeah.
Talking about habits throughout this series, particularly keystone habits, these key habits that are going to have a big impact on the rest of our life, the rest of our day, all those sorts of things. And this series is based on a book called The Common Rule, which was written by Justin Whitmel.
Great book.
It's a fantastic book.
In our micro bookstore.
It is. We highly recommend that you get a copy of it and read it. And Justin, after spending 4 years as a missionary in China, decided to come back to the United States. He got a law degree and he became a practicing lawyer. And as he began to practice law, he suffered an emotional breakdown.
I can't imagine why.
He just completely fell apart. And so he had anxiety. He had panic attacks. He was absolutely a mess. And in thinking about that, he realized, while the house of my life was decorated with Christian content, the architecture of my habits was just like everyone else's. My body had finally become converted to the anxiety and busyness I'd worshipped through my habits and routines.
That just really rings true for me, Justin's experience. And he goes on to say this: we're all living according to a specific regimen of habits, and those habits shape most of our life.
It's true. Our habits shape our lives. They're really powerful things. And it's even more than that. Our habits also shape our hearts.
Wow.
Our habits are just incredibly powerful things. As Charles Duhigg states, when a habit is formed, the brain stops fully participating in decision making. The patterns we have unfold automatically. And I love how he notes that the brain stops functioning with a habit. Like, we just move forward.
That's crazy.
It is.
It's like being on autopilot.
Yeah, it's absolutely.
I think about when I was in 6th grade and I went to bed and then I woke up and I started to go through my routine again in the morning, and I got showered and I went down and got breakfast, and after I had eaten I went to take my dishes to the dishwasher, and I happened to glance at the microwave clock and noticed that it was 2 a.m. And
oh no.
I thought, why is the microwave clock not working? So I went around to different clocks in the house. It turns out that I had woken up in the wee hours of the morning. And I had plenty of time that morning.
Plenty of time to
for
get ready
everything I
after
wanted
school.
to do. I had just gotten on
Absolutely.
autopilot and started doing my morning routine. It was crazy.
That happens.
Have you had something like that happen?
Oh yeah, many different times. I think of one example several years ago. My family and I, we moved to a new house, and this is back when I was working at Michigan State. And so one day at the end of work, I got in my car and I went to drive home. And I was driving home, and all of a sudden I realized I was driving to the wrong house. So I was driving to the old house. I got on autopilot. I had to turn around and go to the house I actually owned and where my family was living. That brings us to a question for discussion. What's one of your Keystone habits? And what habits, good or bad, have you had on autopilot? Let's discuss that.